Alright y'all, I got a Mercedes AMG GLE43 and we are going to be fixing a dash issue. That's how bad the leather is on this one, so we're going to be removing this dash and having it sent off for some upholstery repair. So this will be a little lesson on how to remove the dash in this vehicle. First things first, we want to remove this center console. It's going to be on our way in taking this particular dash out. So to do that, we've got two bolts down there, and there, and we've got two more down there. I've already removed them, taking them loose. Alright, in this case I have just pulled it back, which honestly, for right now at least, this will do. So I'm going to leave it right where it's at, right there. Alright, next step, we're going to take this panel off on this side. Just clipped. Get behind there. Alright, what we're trying to do first is we're going to try to get this lower panel off. And it literally goes all the way across. It doesn't stop here, it goes across. So anyway, we're going to take these bolts off here. This is T30, and we got a little T20 here to take out. Alright, we need to take this cover off underneath here. And underneath here we've got E20s all the way across to take out. And once you've taken those screws out, pop this panel loose where you can, bring it down, and loose out of the way. I don't think I planned for that, but I came down with it. Okay. Alright, before we go any further though, what we need to do is disconnect the battery, because we're going to be dealing with airbags and we don't want to create an incident. So the battery, if you're looking inside the car, it's underneath the passenger seat. The main battery is. It's just under this panel here. And as you can see, there it is. Just disconnect that negative terminal, lay it up to the side. Now coming back over here to the driver's side, after you have dropped this panel, there are a couple of T20 screws up there. We're going to remove those. Alright, we got to take this vent out, disconnect that, and then we got to take this little piece of trim out. Now, be careful here, because there is the trip meter knob goes through it in the back and it falls out. It's kind of a strange design. I'm not sure why they did that way, but you know, just remember that. But then take your trim out and disconnect that as well. Alright, and then we got to take this boot loose here away from there, and this goes all the way around the bottom end. Just pull it back for now. Alright, next, let's take this trim piece out here. I broke it loose already on this side, and it just should just pop out. There we go. So that's off. Alright, once you get that out, take this piece out. You have to use some plastic tools to get into these little grooves and pop those clips loose. There we go. In order to get to these screws here. Those look like T20s as well. Okay, after you get those screws out, interesting little set up here. You pull these down like that, and like that, and this will pop right out. Crazy the way that's set up. Pretty neat though. And there you have that. After pulling that out, you're going to want to disconnect every one of these and make a note of where they are. Most of them are color coded, so shouldn't be a problem putting them back in, but you know, make a note where they all go. So this is after you remove the radio. Now I'm going to remove this, disconnect these connectors. Remember where they go as well and which hole. If you're taking this dash out, you're going to want to know where to put everything. That's the fun part about putting it back together. After you get this, we're going to take this. You got two T20s, they're in there, and this should pop right out. Okay, now to get the screen out, it has a couple of hidden screws in the back. You see back there, you got to pop these panels loose, get a little pick and pop it. This comes out that way, same thing with that one, and then you get your screwdriver in here, I believe that's a T20, and take those out. That should do it. Right there. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get it out. And there it comes. Yep. Easy peasy. Just get the connectors in the back disconnected and pull your screen out. Now with the screen out, this piece comes out as one whole assembly, it looks like. Don't make the mistake I did thinking you could take this out before the screen. You can't. So I didn't break anything, it's just separated. So anyway, alright, we got three T20s right there. We'll take those out and pull this sucker off. Alright, next step is taking this off, held on only by clips. So you just pop it. There's a clip here, there's clips here, there's clips here, here, and all the way across. And it just pops right off. Had to take this off first before we could take this off. So pop that loose, disconnect it. Then this piece falls right out. It also has a connector, don't forget that one. And don't forget the hole that it goes into as well when you're doing the dash. Alright, now we gotta remove the glove box. So if you look here, you've got one screw, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then underneath, you got the cover you got to take off, so you got at least 3 there too. Take all those off. Okay, got that out. There was a hidden T30 up under the glove box back here as well. A little pain in the butt to get to, but removed. And now we're gonna finally see if we can get this lower dash out. So I know we've got a screw here. Oh, and over there as well. We'll do that real quick. Okay, there were 4. There were here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And now it is loose, and we can probably pull this out. We're gonna try it out. Gonna go over the other side though. Okay, it did come loose, but now we got connectors to undo. So you got a connector here, that one, and one that went there. Then over here, connectors to your ignition, push start button, and you're gonna have your, pretty sure, airbag down there. We'll deal with that here in a sec. And yeah, just like every airbag, you have connectors. That connector is just like the typical airbag connector. The little orange tab's got to pop out and then pull the connector off in order to get this whole thing out. Alright, and once you get those connectors loose, as you can see, here's the airbag connector. Got a couple here, and then of course these 2 here for the ignition on-off switch. Once you get those disconnected, you pull that whole lower dash piece out, and now we can actually get the upper dash. To get the cluster, little T20, little T20 down there, and this just pops right out. It's that easy, and we just get the connectors out of the back. There we go, and it's just one right there. Disconnect that and put this out of your way. All right, next up we've got A-pillars we got to take off. A-pillar trim. On this, you have to take this airbag clip off. Whoops. Anyway, pop that off with a pry bar tool, and behind it is a T30 bolt that goes through. Pop that out, and then there's a clip down there, and it will come loose and pop out of your way. Alright, after you've gotten driver's side, make sure you take the passenger side off too. Same method. Then we're going to come down here to the airbag, passenger side airbag, and take these off. Same as any other airbag. Pop down the orange tabs, like so. Do this one too. Again, make sure your battery is disconnected before you start playing around with airbags. Bad things can happen if you don't do that. Possibly. You don't want to take that chance. Okay, this one's being a pain. This one should pop right out. Maybe. There we go. The other one is gonna give me grief. There we go. And voila. All right. Also, we're gonna take these out because that holds, because the airbag is technically attached to the dashboard. and this is part of it. So take those two, looks like T30 bolts out. We'll go from there. Alright, now that you got that off, it looks like what's left is mounting bolts for the dash itself. So we're going to start taking those off. To start here, it's a T30. Looks like we got a T20 here that attaches to this connector to the dash. We want to disconnect that. And we may have to take this off as well. We'll start there. Okay, that seemed to work. It looks like it's loose of that, and so it can come out just from there. Alright, so now we're going to work on the middle. We got a bolt here and here, T30s, both of them. Alright, next I'm going to pop this panel up, disconnect it, and pull it out your way. Two connectors there. Next, you're going to pop up your speaker. It's just clipped in. And disconnect there. Looks like two connectors as well. Alright, after you get your speaker out, if you'll see, you look down in that hole, you see another bolt, T30. That is holding the dash on to the frame as well. So take that out. Alright, next, come over to the driver's side and take those out. Right behind where the cluster was, you have two T30s there and there. Alright, once you've taken those two out, it's pretty loose. Now, before you take the whole dash out, make sure you know where all your plugs came through the holes. Remember that, because I will tell you, if you haven't done a dash before, and you put everything back together and you forgot a connector through one of the holes and it's hidden behind the dash somewhere, you're going to hate yourself and you're going to be kicking your butt taking it all apart again. So try to remember that. So now we're going to take this out and try to do it without damaging anything else. And pulling this out, I noticed I was hanging up underneath. There is a connector on the passenger side, connect to the ductwork. You must disconnect that, or this ain't coming out, or you'll rip it off. You don't want to do that. So take that loose up here. And here's the finished product. Dash is out, and as you can see, this is why we took it out. We're going to reupholster this and put it back in. By the way, when you're taking this dash out, you'll notice these are difficult to fish through on the other side. So there is a connector. It's this one right here. But once you disconnect that, the whole thing comes out. No problem, it connects to, hang on, right there. Right, oops, there. So disconnect that too, or you won't be able to get it out. But here you go, this is what it will look like when it's out. And that was lots of fun, right? Well, if you enjoy this sort of thing, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed.